Howdy y'all, I am Carson with SC Traditions, and there ain't two ways to slice it. It is the dog days of summer. It's hot, and when it ain't hot, it's raining, and sometimes it's both of them at the same time. And what that means for the fishing is, not the best. I'll be honest with you, the fish ain't working, but I decided today we're gonna do a little informative video about Walmart, everybody's favorite tackle shop. Not really, but they do have cheap stuff. So let's say you head out on vacation. You didn't bring any of your tackle, but you roll up and you see, dadgum son, there's some juicy ponds out there that I want to try and catch a largie out of. So you roll up to the Walmart and you're like, all right, what am I gonna need on a budget, bare minimum, to catch some fish, but also have some versatility in your setup? So, be able to attack those fish whether they're top water, sitting on the bottom, or hanging out chasing bait. So first things first, what are we gonna need? We're gonna need a rod. Now what I'm gonna look for in a basic setup, if I'm gonna try and save some money, is a medium to a medium heavy spinning combo. And the reason for that is, it's kind of the master of none, but can do anything. We can throw weightless soft plastics. We can throw some spinner baits. We can also throw some poppers, or maybe even some frogs if we're not throwing in too heavy a stuff. So we're gonna go look for that. And when I rolled up to my Walmart, what I saw was a $57 or $58 Abu Garcia combo that fit that bill perfectly. Abu Garcia, they are a great brand that is going to turn out some good quality stuff, usually for a good budget, a angler friendly budget. So that's what I'm doing. I'm coming and I'm grabbing that Abu Garcia combo. Now I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, now I need some line. Now we got three types of line to choose from. We can look at monofilament, fluorocarbon, or braid. I'd throw the fluorocarbon out the window. I use fluorocarbon when I've got my whole setup. But with just one rod, what do I want to use? I'm probably going to go with some monofilament or braid. And in this case, we're going to look at the monofilament. Why? Number one, it's a little bit cheaper. Number two, it sinks, so it's going to allow us to fish those weightless soft plastics that we talked about. And it's going to allow us to fish some of that top water just a little bit more versatile than braid. Braid, great for frogs, but if you're throwing poppers and stuff like that, you're going to want that monofilament. Now, as far as pound tests that we're going, really look at that pond. Are you going to be going through a lot of muck? Are you looking maybe at some bigger fish? Let's bump up to maybe an 8, a 10, maybe even a 12-pound monofilament. Are we talking a little bit on the lighter side? Let's go for a 6 or an 8. Nonetheless, you're looking around the same price point and you're going to be getting out of there with a good quality. So I'm picking up right now this Stren line that I found. Now we get to go to the fun stuff. Let's talk lures. So first things first, I'm gonna pick up a dark lure, and that's where we're pulling these dark blue to even black stick baits. So you're gonna see them right here. They run about $3 to $5, somewhere in that window, and you can go with any stick bait that you want. The stick bait is just gonna give you some versatility. If you wanna go wacky rig it, if you wanna go Texas rig it, you've got those options. Then we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna flip to a light color. So we're going white and black. You could also go dark blue, you could also go purple, and then on the reverse, you could go like a beige, a white, or any other light color. And that's just gonna let you work with different water clarities and figure out what those fish want. So you're working on opposite ends of the spectrum. If you know that you really like to throw yellows or reds and stuff like that, if you know that crawfish are gonna be in there, maybe pick up some reds and it's that time of year. But for me right now, we're gonna go black and we're gonna go white. We're going on opposite ends of that spectrum, and we're walking out of here for about $10 in soft plastics, which is not too bad. Now, let's look at some hard baits. I wanna pick up maybe a popper. That's gonna give us those options when it comes to top water baits. So if you're fishing in that early morning or that late evening, pick you up some top water. And by using that monofilament, that's exactly what I want to use when I'm fishing a popper. So we've set ourselves perfectly up for that. Then the Walmart that I went to didn't have a ton of options when it came down to hard baits. So I just picked up this lipless rattle trap. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of rattle traps, not because I don't think they're quality. They've been around for a long time. They catch fish for a reason. My personal experiences and the way that I like to fish, rattle traps and me don't necessarily get along. But in this case, at this Walmart, we're grabbing a rattle trap. And then last but not least, I'm gonna pick myself up a spinnerbait, my absolute favorite. And like the soft plastics, you could get yourself 2 spinnerbaits, you could get yourself 1 spinnerbait. I recommend if you go for 2, go for that light color and that dark color like we did the soft plastics. You're not gonna go wrong either way. Spinnerbait's just so versatile and so fun to throw. And then the last thing that we're gonna need, and this is what every angler needs, and I tell you what, I kick myself every time I forget them, is a good set of pliers. Those pliers are gonna allow you to work on your rod. Those pliers are gonna allow you to cut line, especially that monofilament, and that's gonna allow you to release fish a little bit more safely. And you know, pliers just help you when the unexpected happens. So I know this was a relatively short video, but let's just think about it. We walked out of the Walmart today with around $80 worth of gear, and we're set up to go catch more or less any bass in any lake in America, and it's going to work perfectly. I promise you. You can go out there, and if you fish long enough, you can catch you a fish with what I told you today. But thank y'all for watching. We got some more stuff. Hunting season is right around the corner, and y'all, we're still knocking on the door of 1,000. It's looking really awesome.